friend. Today I wanted to talk about insecurities and how they kind of shape us as adults. And I just feel like sometimes as adults, we're not supposed to talk about insecurities. It's like it's like you're a teenager and you have a lot of insecurities as a teenager. You have insecurity about your acne, your hair, da da da. And then, but as adults, I feel like something that is not talked about a lot is how insecure we are about a lot of things. And that's kind of what I wanted to get into today. I grew up in West Africa in Togo, and at that time, everybody around me looked like me. Everybody looked like me. Everybody had the high cheekbones, the bigger lips, the darker skin, and I was perfectly okay with that, right? As a child, I was like feeling good. And then I come here. In 2020, my family and I came to the States, and everybody all of a sudden looked very different from me. And I grew up in it wasn't really like a small town, but it was it's actually the second largest city in Illinois. And there was a lot of people that didn't necessarily look like me, but they weren't like all white either. So, but not a lot of people look like me. So anyways, backtracking a little bit, I was reading Sarah Bareilles. Sarah Bareilles is a pop singer, and she's actually one of my favorite artists, and I really like her stuff. And I was reading her autobiography. And in the autobiography, she mentioned that when she was younger, she was a little bit bigger as a kid. And when she was younger, when she was at home, she felt fine about her body. She felt like it was fine, everything was good, she didn't really think about her body too much. Same thing with me. When I was in West Africa, I didn't think much about my skin or what it looked like or my face and anything like that. So same thing with Sarah Bareilles. She didn't really think about her body too much as a child. And then she went to school. And then all of a sudden, people started talking about her body and how she looked as a kid. And that just kind of made me realize a lot of us don't really have issues with what we look like until we are told that we look a certain way or we don't look the way that we're supposed to look as we are. And it's really, really sad. In West Africa, there's actually a lot of colorism now, but when I was growing up, it wasn't really something that I knew about, because I left West Africa when I was 9 years old to come to the States. Obviously, we all have insecurities, right? We have more physical ones and we have mental ones. The mental ones are like you're insecure, you're not really confident within yourself, you have very low self-esteem, things like that. But then there's physical ones that you really cannot help, right? You can always work on your confidence, you can always work on standing up for yourself and things like that. But when it comes to certain attributes of your physical self, you really cannot change it. Whether that's in your weight or your skin tone or your face, unless you're really rich, like a Kardashian or something. But it's very difficult to change the way you look. So growing up, that was an insecurity of mine, was the physical way that I looked. Again, when I was in West Africa, this was not an issue. This wasn't a problem until I came here and I was told that I don't look the way I'm supposed to look according to society's standards. And that's been something that's bothered me for years, for decades. Imagine being a young person going to school and being told that you look like a monkey or you look like midnight. I remember a time where I was playing hide and seek with my friends, and one of my friends literally told me, oh, we cannot play hide and seek with Akudo because she's dark and she will just blend in with the light. Imagine being told that as a kid. That shapes your insecurities and how you are now. So obviously, one of my biggest insecurities is my skin tone. And that's something that I've had an issue with since I was very, very young. And I think a lot of it just has to do with where I am living and the country I'm living and how, the standards are so high. And if you don't look a certain way, you are not good enough. So that's been one of my biggest insecurities, and it's something that I cannot change. There were times where I prayed And I hoped that I would wake up with like lighter skin, and I would say to myself, like, why wasn't I born light skinned? Why wasn't I born with perfectly curly hair? Maybe people won't make fun of me if I have those attributes. And it just really, really sucks. And I just wish that it's something that I can, like, sometimes I wish I could change it, but then sometimes I'm like, I'm glad, because so many people spend so much money to look like me, whether it's tanning salons or getting their lips injected or trying to get higher cheekbones. And the fact that it still feels like I'm not good enough, even though people still want to spend all this money to look like me, and it's still not good enough for society standards. It's very, very weird to me. Some people have asked me, like, why I didn't start YouTube long before this, or why I didn't make videos like 10 years ago. One of the reasons why is because I didn't have the confidence to show up on camera, because I did not like the way I looked, whether it was my dark skin or, you know, my nose or my cheeks, whatever. I just felt like I didn't have the face for the camera. And I worked really hard on building that confidence to be on camera. And I've had to work through that to be on camera and how you see me now. And it's because I love this. I love being able to talk to you guys. So I wanted to kind of work through that, and I did. And my confidence, a lot of my confidence in getting through that barrier and getting past those insecurities, especially the ones about my skin tone, is I just had to, I had to talk to a therapist. And one of those things I realized is, like, I'm not able to change it. I cannot change my skin tone. I cannot change how I look. I cannot change that. That's not, and my skin tone signature is that I'm West African. It's one of the best features about me. It's people see me instantly and go, oh my God, you're West African. Like, that's what makes me stand out amongst a lot of people, because I don't know a lot of people around me that are as dark as me. There are people that are darker than me. And of course there are people that are much, much lighter than me, but it's always been something that I've struggled with. And I work through it by talking to a therapist, and by also surrounding myself with people that just appreciate me for being me, and will never make fun of me, and will never call me monkey, and will never say anything mean about me, at least not to my face. I don't know what people are saying behind my back, of course, but at least not to my face. It's just learning to accept that, yes, I look different from most people. Yes, I look different. You know, I don't match society's standards of beauty, but that's what makes me unique, and that's what makes me stand out amongst everybody else around me. And that's how I've been able to deal with my insecurities in the past. And it's kind of mind-blowing, because as an adult, we don't talk about this enough. We don't talk about the fact that we still struggle every day with our insecurities. And some of us haven't even worked on our insecurities. We just hope that maybe they'll go away, but I don't think that's necessarily true. I think that you have to literally be confident in yourself. You have to literally, like, go inside yourself and just bring out what makes you you. And that's usually how you have to get through it. There's been times where, like, insecurities have held me back so much. I remember when I was younger, I wanted to be Britney Spears. I wanted to be a pop star like Britney Spears, but I didn't do it. I didn't want to also pursue that, because I didn't think that I could get any sort of role or any sort of singing done, because I was not light-skinned enough to do that, you know? And it just, again, it's held me back so much. There were people that I couldn't even, I just felt like, and I wanted to go into this acting thing, this being on camera thing for a really long time, but for a long time, because of my insecurities about my skin tone, I didn't think I was good enough to do it. So it just kind of like, it kind of sucks, because I know that people that are the beauty standards, that do have the beauty standards, I know that some of them are not happy with themselves, and I know that they are so really insecure. So the thing that kind of sometimes I wonder is, like, I don't understand how people who are absolutely gorgeous, like Kim Kardashian type gorgeous, how they have insecurities. I'm like, how do you look like that and have insecurities? But I think it's more like within themselves. There's been so many times where I would be so jealous of people that were quote unquote looking better than me, had lighter skin, curlier hair, bluer eyes, and I would be so jealous of them. And I would just be like, why can't I look like that? But at the end of the day, they're probably not that confident. They're probably not that, they probably have very low self-esteem. And that's very unfortunate that no matter what you try to fix on the outside, if you're not well on the inside, you're not gonna get anywhere. So at the end of the day, even if you're insecure about anything, even if you have physical insecurities, even if you have mental insecurities, at the end of the day, as long as you know that you yourself as an individual are very, very unique within yourself, you have things that other people probably want and other people desire that they wish they had in you, you're okay, and everything will really work out, because we're humans and we're not perfect, and we're not in a place where we're robots. We're not a freaking chat GPT people. We're not perfect. Even chat GPT is not perfect, actually, but that's beside the point. We're not perfect. We're humans. Whatever you have, somebody else wants. Whatever you want, somebody else has. So it's always like this cycle of just trying to figure out what makes you you, and that is enough. And that's something that I've had to really work on, is like, you are enough. You are okay just as you are, because there's a reason why you were made. There's a reason why this happened. And that's what I had to tell myself every day, that I am enough. It doesn't matter what my skin tone is. It doesn't matter if I have big lips and high cheekbones and a flat nose. Like, it doesn't matter. As long as I wake up every day feeling like I'm okay. I hope, my wish is that one day society just accepts people as they are, no matter where they're from. And I really, really want that for everybody. So, but it's gonna take a long time to get there, especially with like social media, especially with all this stuff happening in the world right now. It's gonna take a really long time to get there, but hopefully one day we're all gonna be really happy with ourselves no matter what. So let's all just hang in there and we should be okay. I hope you like my spiel, and I hope you subscribe, like, and share this video, and I will see you back next time for another video.